Well, March marks the 20th anniversary of Fraud Awareness and Prevention Month, and today we're looking into what businesses can do to protect themselves.
And we have Chris Didio, a managing partner at Danimal & McKee. He joins us now to help protect your business against internal and external fraud. But first, another Ludden grad.
Yes, great
They're
to
everywhere.
be here. Good morning, Steve and Kim.
Man, I mean, between Ryan and I'm surrounded.
And Ryan took my opening line about your 30th year of your basketball championship. I was waiting for that. But I can do one better. I think it's time you get in the Ludden Athletic Hall of Fame.
I would love that.
I'm on the board of trustees there, so
wow.
I'll be a big proponent for that.
I appreciate that. Nice
I think it's time for that.
Nice of you to say.
Pull some strings. Stroke the ego a little more in that championship.
It's good for you. Love that, Kim, right?
Yeah. Anywho, right. So, Chris, how concerned do business owners have to be about fraud?
Very concerned. But before I get into my topic, I want to present both of you with a gift today, thanking you and Bridge Street for all you've done for Danimal & McKee.
Well, thank you.
If you remember, you had my tax partner, Nick Shires, here back in January.
Yep.
Jen Whalen, our Director of Marketing Development, was on in the studio back in December for the Rescue Mission film and fundraiser. So we have a couple of Bluetooth speakers. Kim, it's your lucky day. You get one too on behalf of Danimal & McKee.
Oh, that's awesome.
I should save this
Thanks
for
so
Iris.
Very much.
We'll
share with Iris.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll give this to Iris. We'll share ours.
Yes.
Good?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
So
awesome.
talking about business owners, they should be very concerned. You know, it comes down to a bad news, good news scenario. Bad news, fraud is more prevalent than ever in business today. National surveys show that approximately 5% of a company's revenue can be lost to fraud every year, 5%. So just think, if your business does $10 million in revenue, you're at risk for $500,000. Now that's an average, so one company might be 7 or 8%, the other 2 or 3%, but those are pretty big numbers. Good news is I have 7 tips I want to share with everybody today.
Awesome.
That'll help mitigate that fraud.
Yeah, so
I'd say up to 90%.
All right, so what are those tips?
Okay, number 1, be aware of your surroundings in business. Pay attention to the people that are handling your finances. Look for unusual behavior. We have what we call red flags of fraud. Is a person defensive when you ask them for information? Pay attention to their timetable. Are they coming in late to work every day? Do they look different than they used to? Unfortunately, a lot of frauds that we see, people are spending time at our local casinos. We always said that was going to be a problem, and I can tell you it is a problem.
Really?
So we have to pay attention to the people in our accounting and finance departments and what their behaviors are. That'd be the first tip. Pay attention. Number 2, we have to review our bank statements, our credit cards, and payroll information almost on a daily basis. And I know you think I'm crazy for saying that, and even crazier because that's what I do every morning when I get up. We have access to our bank accounts on our phone. So for both business and personal, we have to look at those statements daily because the banks have strict regulations. If there is a theft from your bank account, you have to report that pretty quickly to be reimbursed. So review bank accounts, credit card statements, and payroll. Don't let the person that's preparing the payroll have full charge. Somebody has to review it. I've had many instances over my career, and I've been doing this an awful long time. I've investigated over 100 cases in the last 20 years. That's how prevalent it is. Sometimes the payroll clerk is the highest paid employee in a business. The reason? Nobody's watching what she's doing.
Right.
He or she, I shouldn't say she, he or she. Number 3, we have to get in front of our banks. The banks have great programs in place, Positive Pay, ACH Block. Get with your local financial institution, implement these programs that'll prevent fraud 100%. Number 4, unfortunately, we have to get in front of our insurance agents because we have to insure ourselves against white-collar crime and cybercrime. We can get policies on both of those different scenarios. Number 5, we have to have an IT consultant come in and look. Think of all the cybercrime that's going on, and I want to just share a quick story, if I may. On February 14th of this year, our firm got hacked. We think it was the Chinese. That morning, no one could log into our network system.
Wow.
We have 4 offices, 120 employees. We're a CPA firm. We're kind of busy this time of year. You could imagine the loss of revenue that we would have had. If it wasn't for our great IT department led by Frank Merkel and Troy Richardson, I want to give those 2 guys a shout out because they had enough firewalls and securities in place to block this attack. It could have been a disaster for our firm.
Chris, we're running short on time. We're going to put everything, all 7 tips online. The last 2 real quick. Do you have those?
Real quick, yes. For NPO organizations, make sure your board of directors get involved. And lastly, real quick, the best tip I have today, call me at Danable McKee, 472-9127, and I'll take care of you.
And there you see the website, dmcpas.com. Chris, thanks so much for coming on. We'll be back right after this.